What's up, everybody? Welcome to Guys Being Dudes podcast. We appreciate having you all on this blessed day.
Hit the subscribe, like, visit the links below for all of our socials. Now let's get into it.
What's up, everybody, on this terrific Tuesday? Guys Being Dudes podcast, back again.
We're going to have a lot of shit to talk about today.
Oh,
Start off with our good old Bengals.
Your Bengals?
My good old Bengals. What about them T. Higgins trading rumors?
T. Higgins, you think has to be on the move?
Yeah, I mean, there's rumors about him going to Kansas City or Green Bay.
That's your teams? That's who you think he's going to?
That's what the talks are, the rumors are about.
I think for sure he's getting traded in light of the Ja'Marr Chase extension. I just don't think you can afford him if you're going to keep Tyler Boyd.
And hopefully we can get Mike Evans Jr. up in here after.
A little Keon Coleman action?
Yeah.
That'd be dope. I think Texans, get CJ Stroud somebody other than Nico Collins. I think Texans should go after and pursue a trade for T. Higgins, and then the Jets. Jets need somebody outside of Garrett Wilson.
Yeah. But, I mean, trading rumors are trading rumors. Who Bengals have talked to are the Chiefs and the Packers as of right now.
Chiefs, I'd hate to see him go to. I'd hate to see him go to the Chiefs.
Would too.
I do not like the Chiefs.
I don't either.
It'd be so... Because, one, I mean, he's been a Chiefs killer. They've been the only team that can consistently take the Chiefs out. So it really sucks seeing him go there.
Yeah, but then you also got Chiefs talking about signing some other good receivers up in here, so.
Who?
There was a rumor, it's not going to happen, but there was a rumor about trying to get a trade for JJ. And there was a couple other ones that are decent.
JJ Jamar would be insane, but cap-wise, I don't know how the hell you pull that off.
No, you can't.
If Jamar was on a rookie contract, yeah. But he has to get an extension soon, so I don't know how that's going to happen. But, I mean, on top of trading, especially in the wide receiver room, Brandon Ayuk possibly on the move.
Yep. I love Ayuk with the 49ers. I mean, but if you look at most of the plays, 90% of the plays, he's open. Doesn't get the ball.
Oh, dude's a good receiver. It's just, they're so, I don't want to say yak reliant, but the yards after the catch players are more prominent. George Kittle will catch a screen. Deebo Samuel catch a screen. Christian McCaffrey catch a swing pass, take it 90 yards. Like, he's kind of like the lone guy out there who's just a route runner, a true receiver.
Speaking about Christian McCaffrey, you see his brother?
Oh, cooked him up in the 40.
Cooked him in the 40. Not by much, but he got him.
What was it, 0.01?
I think, it's a little more than that.
Oh.
But still, he came out and got him. I didn't expect it. I thought
Christian was going to run considerably faster. But, I mean, you look at how they're built. Looks a little more stout, a little slimmer. Christian built like a tank.
You want to talk about some free agents?
Give me some names.
We got some Cousins, Justin Fields, trading.
JF1. Who would you
rather have?
Who would I rather have?
Yeah.
If I'm... All right, let's say I'm the Falcons. Team they've both been rumored to. Justin Fields.
I think. Sorry for interrupting. Kirk. He has those couple good games, but I mean, you see him. He's not all that. I think Justin Fields overall has a longer career left.
That's true for sure.
I think you have a threat of his run game a bit too. You add into that, and I mean they're both team players, but
I don't think Justin Fields is taking to a Super Bowl. I don't think that's going to happen. So, but in a system where you have a more rush-heavy attack, and then you have, quick twitch guys who are, like, really heavy on a slant. Like, Kyle Pitts will run you a slant every time. Drake London, take a shallow crosser 50 yards to the house, whatever it is, although he is a vertical threat. You add Bijan Robinson. You have a decent O-line. You get Justin Fields back there, and you're able to all of a sudden go heavy play action. I mean, that seems like a recipe to win. I think if we're going to talk about, like, the Vikings or somebody along those lines, I think it's smart to bring back Cousins, though, because you have a team built around that play style.
Yeah.
So if you're a 49ers team, somebody who really relies on just a quarterback distributing the ball accurately and consistently, Kirk Cousins is your guy.
I agree. But you also got Justin Fields' run game that can also add into that threat of...
Yeah, for sure.
Especially for the Falcons. You add that extra threat, and it's not a Super Bowl team, but they're contenders.
I mean, he has a strong argument, Justin Fields, to already be the third best runner, like, quarterback in terms of running in history.
Yeah.
Mike Vick, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields in those talks. I mean, one season he beat out Tom Brady's career rushing yards, my boy.
Good old
Hey,
the 1,000.
he tweeted that
1,000.
out. You see Tom Brady's 40 time though?
Yeah.
That's crazy that he ran
I can't
faster.
believe. Yeah. 20 years later, he's old now. You're retired and you're running quicker than when you were younger.
They're talking about that at the combine.
Yeah.
They're comparing when Xavier Worthy ran it, beat that record, which is still crazy. Did you see him? He went 4.25 and then 4.21.
I know.
Insane.
Well, at first because it wasn't the unofficial time, that's all they saw. They thought he tied it. So
Yeah,
they
it was
at
4.22
first,
with John
yeah.
Ross.
So they didn't even think he beat it until the official time came out.
He
And
was
they were
running
like,
around.
Yep.
Watch him run through the tunnel.
Yep.
That was cool to watch. He was out of breath. He told the interviewer, he was like, no questions right now. That was it was the guy can fly. He's flying up draft boards.
Oh, yeah.
That dude is flying up draft boards. He's a first round pick, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think he'll go late first. He's not Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze, obviously Harrison Jr., but
How many
There's
wide
an
receivers
argument.
do you think is going first round?
7,
7.
6 to 7, I think. You want to get into some our top fives on them?
You can get in our top 5s, but
You
I
want
want
to
to
start
let's-
quarterback?
Let's start with quarterback. I'll let you go
Alright.
first.
You want me to go first? All right. We know who I got number 1, Caleb Williams, USC. Dude can absolutely ball. He's almost, you get your Drake May, Jaden Daniels argument. He's almost, everybody thinks he's going number 1 for the most part. 2, Michael Penix.
Oh, that's no.
Michael Penix throws
No.
possibly the best deep ball out of the group. Great distributor. He's very much like Tua. You're going to get, not that I'm saying I think he's going second overall, but I think he could very well be the second best quarterback in the draft. I think he distributes accurately. He distributes at a very good percentage outside and inside the numbers. So I think he's very much so going to be a more refined Tua. That's just my
I have to
opinion.
argue that. I don't agree with that number 2.
Number 3, Drake May, UNC. Obviously, very prototypical build. Justin Herbert. He kind of has that Aaron Rodgers factor. Can throw the ball, kind of off platform. 1 foot, still sling it 60 yards. Dude's very much so a raw prototype. So that kind of speaks for itself. Number 4, mini Lamar, Jaden Daniels. I think, he showed that he can keep a high completion percentage, that he can take the hits, even though he did get a little dinged up. He can take the hits because of how often he's going to run, and that he's comfortable within what's close to a pro-style system in LSU. I mean, they have some of the college packages, but they very much so operate within the confines of the receivers running NFL-style routes. So I think Jaden Daniels could definitely – he's going to go higher. He's going higher than Michael Penix. But I don't love the frame. He's a smaller guy. He's smaller than Lamar. Same play style. And we've seen how Lamar has handled hits. And number 5, Jordan Travis, my little sleeper.
Oh no.
Jordan Travis, Heisman candidate up until he broke his leg. Now, of course, that's the biggest concern. Injury risk coming off that horrific injury. Showed that he can hammer the deep ball. Was throwing Johnny Wilson, Keon Coleman, Jaheim Bell. Showed that he could throw both accurately, but also complete deep at a high rate, high clip. And that FSU was in a lot of close games, and he got him back. So there's some factor there that I like about Jordan Travis that I'm going to put him at 5.
So here's the thing with Jordan Travis. I think it's going to be kind of like, how Kyle Trask was in that situation was. I think it's going to be like that. I really do. I think he's going to be sitting, and I don't think he's going to get a chance. And so he's not going to make it in the NFL.
And again, these are just our personal who we think is the best, not who we're going to predict to go in that order.
All right. My number 1,
Let's hear him.
Caleb Williams, of course.
Give him.
I mean, you look at all of his highlights. I mean, it's hard getting them. It's hard
Yeah.
getting them.
Can't
And on
get him
top
down.
of that, he can throw.
That one's kind of the given. That one we don't have
Yeah.
to spend too much time talking about.
Number 2, I think Jaden Daniels. I think he is a mini Lamar, and I think he's just going to grow and get bigger. And I think there's a possible chance that he's actually better than Lamar. I think if you give him the time
Yeah.
and you build him the right way, he has a good quarterback coach, depending on where he goes.
Hmm.
I think he's better than Lamar in almost every aspect.
I mean, if you're talking about going number 2, Washington's there and they hired Cliff Kingsbury, you're gonna have a good offensive coach.
Yeah. Number 3, of course, Drake May. I mean, that's arguably those top 3 is like everyone
Yep.
feels the same way.
Yep.
And this 4, I know you're not going to agree with this.
I already know who's coming.
I think Bo Nix.
Yep.
My
This little
reasoning-
Oregon Ducks guy.
But that's not why. Because he kind of reminds me in a way of Justin Herbert. In ways.
Like,
If-
so what way?
Just how he read teams. He had a good read. The highest passing completion in college football. And he was hard to get down too.
He
wasn't-
can move like Herbert. I think if we're gonna compare, this, he's not this. Drake May is Justin Herbert's stature.
Yes.
Bo Nix is not.
That's
that.
why he's 100%.
But if we're gonna talk
ahead of
about
him.
maybe how Justin Herbert sees the field and reads the play, so if you're gonna talk about, going off play action, when to move out of the pocket, when to sit and take a hit, whatever it is, that I agree with.
So I think that if he gets put on the right team, he could be up there. I really don't want to put this one, but I had to add him. There was no other option. I fucking hate him to death. Michael Penix. Now, depending on what team he goes to, I think he could be more like a system quarterback.
Mm-hmm. That's what
I do see him succeeding in the NFL. Jordan Travis to me was just a little bit of it's a Kyle Trask situation, because everyone thinks he could be this, he could be that, but then you go on a team that doesn't need a quarterback right now. He's gonna sit and he's not gonna get a chance to play, so no other team's gonna pick him up.
I could see him getting drafted by the 49ers late. Because, I mean, they traded
Yeah, but they're
Trey
not gonna,
Lance.
they're not gonna bench Brock
They're
Purdy.
not going to bench Brock Purdy, but if Brock Purdy gets hurt, the 49ers have a history of quarterback injury. I'd take a shot at Jordan Travis, who is very much so like Trey Lance.
Look how Trey Lance worked out for
No,
him.
I'm not saying that Trey Lance worked. He was not what they thought he was going to be. But I'm saying, could I see a team like that? Kansas City, Buffalo, somebody taking a pick like that in case their quarterback hurt and he develops under a very good quarterback, under a good system.
Yeah, but you're saying he develops under a good quarterback, but if they don't get injured at all,
Yeah.
he's done.
But, I mean, you can have a good quarterback develop under a guy. Look at Jimmy Garoppolo, developed under Tom Brady. Never played Tom. He was never going to replace Tom Brady, but then goes to the 49ers and goes to Super Bowl. So I'm saying he could have that where he sits, develops, and then moves on and is successful. All right, but that's enough quarterbacks.
This is hard to see for me.
I think he could. I'm a Jordan Travis guy. All
I
right,
hate FSU, but I got some FSU guys in here.
I think I know who you're talking about. All right, you want to go wide receiver?
Yeah.
All right, lead us off. I went first last time.
I got the good old Marvin Harrison.
Given
I mean,
Caleb Williams
there's no
of the wide
argument.
receivers.
Then you got Malik.
Malik Neighbors.
Like I said, motherfucker. Unstoppable.
Yep.
Hate to say it. We got Washington up in here.
Rome.
Yep. I think Rome. I don't think. Yeah, Michael Penix is a good quarterback, but I don't want to give him all that credit. Rome and McMillan.
They have Polk too.
They had Polk too, but that receiving core is absolutely ridiculous. Going over the Ducks' head.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah. I mean, in the Ducks, they had a lack of talent in the secondary. But you look when Rome got against good secondaries. USC had a good secondary this year. Their linebackers really struggled, but the secondary was one of their good spots on that very horrible defense. You look at Michigan. He tore them up. He tore both of those teams up with solid secondaries. Will Johnson, widely considered the best cornerback, tore him up.
Number 4. I got good old Worthy in that spot.
All
I
right.
think if you can get him to work on his hands a little bit more, his speed is absolutely ridiculous, as we saw. So you get them hands going, you get a little more route running on him, just a little bit more.
He definitely needs to refine his game. the talent, the athleticism there. He just needs to refine and build it over the offseason.
Yeah, but I think it's more than likely for him.
I agree.
And then last,
Uh-oh.
Franklin.
Troy Franklin. Got to get a duck in there.
I had to. I just think Troy this year, if somehow he can drop to go with Bo Nix. Even if Bo Nix isn't starting this year, but he starts in a year or two, that could be a deadly duo. I think Franklin's more than prepared. I think some of the receivers that could have been on this list and that you'll probably have on your list, I think some of them just aren't going to be ready in some ways.
Okay. I mean, I don't hate Troy Franklin. I think he is a very solid receiver. But top five is tough for me. You want me to go?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, number one, of course, Marvin Harrison Jr. Need no explanation. Best receiver in college football. Absolute prototype, 6'4", 210. Smooth as it gets. Dude is a killer. Number two, Rome Odunze from Washington. I think he is all around. Dude has size, speed, hands, route running. He is, I think, the best all-around receiver in the league. And just, I don't know, whatever team gets him is going to be successful with him. I think it's going to be the Bears. 3.
You're just praying. You're just praying.
I'd love
Shut
to
up.
see him
You're
with
just
Caleb.
praying. So you think he'll be number 2 even without the Bears?
No, I think Malik's going to get drafted ahead, but I think Rome is better.
You think?
But, I mean, still, number 3, Malik Neighbors. No shade on Malik. I think Rome's just a bit better, more refined. Malik Neighbors is an absolute freaking athlete. Good on the contested catch. Good everywhere, really. He has... I think his only flaw is the size. It's very much the Jaden Daniels factor. He can get dinged up, and it's just, can that smaller frame, twitchier frame, handle the NFL? Number 4, Adonai Mitchell, Texas. Great size, great hands, showed up in big spots consistently. And, I mean, he's not Keon Coleman in physicality, but he's a bigger guy with great speed, great NFL routes, and I just think he has some sort of factor about him where he's going to show up, he's going to be Mr. Reliable for somebody. So I think I'd have him as my receiver 4, and then number 5, I want to say controversial because we just saw Xavier Worthy run, but Keon Coleman. I think Keon Coleman is so raw that people are going to say, all right, this guy didn't run a great 40 time, 4.6. And then you're going to say he's a little stiff. The guy, great on contested catches, but is he going to be smooth on the in and out breaks? I think that's something that he can refine with a good coach and a good team. I think later in the draft you get that. So could I see him going to like Buffalo? Hell yeah. So Keon Coleman's my number 5.
Can't argue with it. I mean, he's mini Mike, literally mini Mike.
He's mini Mike
and
Evans.
if you look what Mike's done in this league,
10 years of dominance. 10 straight 1,000-yard seasons. I mean, I don't think he'll be Mike Evans off the rip. I think Mike came in a little more refined.
Yeah, but he's going to be mini Mike.
Yeah. No, I think he'll be good. I think he's going to be a great receiver.
Speaking of that real quick, switch a little bit. You think Mike's staying?
Yeah. Because I think they want Baker back, and to have Baker back, you need Mike. And Mike said he wants Baker, so if you want Baker back, you need Mike. I think they need to get it done, at least in the short term. Maybe put both on 2 or 3 year deals. What do we got next? What position?
We got tight end.
Tight ends? All right. You want me to lead off, or you?
Yep. Go ahead.
Tight ends, number 1. Nobody's surprised. Brock Bowers, Georgia. Dude did it all. Had a foot injury that kept him out, I think, 3 to 4 weeks. Still balled out. Dude was the best tight end in
Fought
football.
through adversity.
Oh, yeah. You saw him show up in big moments. Key moments. Brock Bowers was going to be there. He was going to take, he's going to get the ball thrown to him 30 yards away. He's going to come down with it. You're going to give him a contested catch. Brock Bowers will come down with it. Throw him a screen. Dude's going to take it 20 yards. I think he's definitely your best tight end. And then there's a gap. This is one of the few positions where I think there's a large gap. So then next I go Jatavion Sanders from Texas. I think he didn't showcase what he could be because you have Xavier Worthy, Adonai Mitchell, and Jonathan Brooks for most of the season until the injury was so effective. So I think Jatavion Sanders is going to become more than that. He's going to be... you know what I compare him to? Dawson Knox I like as a comparison to Jatavion Sanders. He's gonna be a red zone threat. He'll catch a screen pass and he'll take it 6-7 yards. He'll rumble his way down there. But I don't see him being an intermediate threat like a Brock Bowers or like. I think he's gonna be very much so an absolute red zone unit.
I think the Bengals could take him.
I'd like that, Matt. I'd like that pairing. They need a tight end. Number 3 is kind of a very similar in terms of like a Dalton Kincaid athlete, Jaheim Bell, Florida State. I think he's a smaller tight end. He's a smaller guy, not as heavy. He's not gonna punish a defense, but I think he's very much so gonna be just a consistent playmaker. He's gonna get you your 10 yards when you need it. He's gonna be what Kyle Pitts is now. Kyle Pitts was hyped up to be something more. I think what Kyle Pitts is now is just you 3rd down, 3rd and 8. You can't take a sack. You need to throw it to your guy. Hit Jaheim Bell down the seam. So I think Jaheim Bell is kind of. I think that's a very popular top 3. But I think that's what I'd have. We've seen at the combine Theo Johnson. That's my number 4 guy. Number 4 coming in, Theo Johnson. Just all around, dude's an athlete. He's a little raw. He didn't produce like the other guys, but I think Theo Johnson with the right coaching, with the right staff, and just a couple years of development is going to be he's going to be a good player. I think he's one of those guys who can fly at tight end. He's like Luke Musgrave coming out last year. Dude lit up the combine. So I like him. And then at 5 was hard. 5, you had a lot of guys who were like, it was like the battle of average. It was like, who are you going to put in there that's just good? I took Devin Colt from Washington. I think he showed just reliability in hands throughout the season. Jalen Millen gets hurt. You need a 3rd guy. He was there. So I think he can just be a reliable number 2 tight end. I don't have a whole lot of his draft stock didn't rise or fall. He's just going to be consistent. So I like him there.
I got everyone on the list other than one.
Oh, yours went in the same order?
No, not the same order. But I had everyone, the same people other than one.
All right, give us the list. Brock Bowers number 1.
I went Sanders. I personally took Stover, 3.
I like Cade Stover.
I mean, he has one of the most yards per catch average coming out. I just think he can be a legit tight end that can be reliable in some situations that he'll be needed. Then I put up Theo Johnson. Like I said, you look at him.
Yeah.
Literally a freak, an athlete freak. Last, I'll go FSU.
Jaheim Bell.
I'll go Bell.
Yeah.
I see him coming out. I can see him making something out of himself. But like you said, he's little. He's a littler tight end.
He's going to have to really fit into a role within a team.
Yeah. And that's why he would have been up high on my list. If he doesn't put on that right team that can insert him in the right way, he's not going to be.
I like him on a team like Kansas City, Jaheim Bell. On a team that is very reliant on you're either going to get a big play because Patrick Mahomes creates, or you're going to have these 4 yards that turn into a bigger play if you can, and he's very good at that.
Yeah, but you think the Chiefs are going to go for another?
No, I'm not saying the Chiefs are going to take a tight end, although, Travis Kelce's age, I'm sure looming. Could they? Sure. But no, I don't think, I'm saying that's the fit that I'd like.
Yeah.
All right, we got running back next. You go and lead that off.
I got Brooks.
Jonathan Brooks. You're not scared of that ACL?
I mean, yes, but at the same time, I mean, I didn't really have an argument for anyone else in first. I just didn't see it. Second, I got Benson. We watched him play this year. He is a stud.
Yep.
He is a straight stud. Then I'll take Irving.
Bucky Irving.
He's a powerhouse. He is a powerhouse. I mean, you can't argue against that, really. He helped the Ducks make it where they were this year.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'll take Corum 4th.
Blake Corum 4th?
He was I think one of the biggest stars at Michigan this year.
I think he was number 2 behind Jim Harbaugh.
Well, yeah, I'm saying that.
Yeah, on the team, I'll take him number 1.
I think that in the NFL he can make something out of himself.
Yep.
Better than 5. I'll go Notre Dame.
Estimate.
Estimate.
right.
1,300 yards this season. He can be a big threat and on the right team.
Dang.
I went all over the board. I know you weren't expecting.
I was expecting some of those names. I think my list is definitely very different. I think mine was more because of how running back is viewed now. Mine was more built upon a prototypical running back of projection. So I guess I'll lead off with number 1, Marshawn Lloyd, USC. I think dude is a...
Here we go. Guys, just want to let you know, I'm a Ducks fan, but I did not put any of my Ducks first.
I have 2 USC players first.
Oh, my God. Well, Caleb's fine.
Yeah.
This one I don't agree with at all.
Marshawn Lloyd, number 1. Dude is elusive, beautiful jump cuts. I think he is by far your best freak athlete. I think Trey Benson was faster, which, I mean, obviously that's not I think he was. But something about Marshawn Lloyd, I just love what he brings to the table in terms of being a physical back, yet being able to rip off the big play. So I'm going to take Marshawn Lloyd, number 1. Number 2, we're going to go right in the home state, Trey Benson. Showed out at the combine, consistent all season. You worry a little bit about the age and the injury history, but I can get over that. So I think he'd be my number 2 back. Not really a whole lot else to say for Trey. I think what he did at the combine speaks for itself, and what he did over the season. Guy you had on there, Audric Estime, number 3.
Yeah.
He's who I think could become your next Derrick Henry. A bit, because he did not run fast, but dude is huge. He's a fucking tank. He will punish your defense. I think he's the guy you give the ball to 18 to 20 times.
Like I said, big threat.
Could you see the Titans taking him?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a perfect fit for the Patriots. Any team, the Chargers need a running back. We know Jim Harbaugh loves that style. We'll ground and pound, so that's a fit. All right, number 4, Jonathan Brooks. I do get worried about the ACL, but I like what he has. You just worry about, like, Saquon was not the same coming off his ACL. So you just worry about what he's going to be able to produce and if he's going to get the right opportunity. And then number 5, I just went kind of Mr. Consistency, Blake Corum, kind of safe pick at number 5. I think he, he'll be good in the red zone. I don't think he's going to rip off any huge runs. He's not going to be your go-to guy that's like long term, but Blake Corum, I think that's a good pick. We've been doing a lot of football today.
Yeah, we've been talking about football a lot.
A lot of football, but I love me some football.
So I think we should trade it up some. I think we should go. What do you think about the Heat, our team?
Miami
Heat.
Hey, Jimmy Buckets doing what Jimmy Buckets does. Bam Adebayo has clearly made a leap this year. They acquired Terry Rozier. I like their team. Tyler Hero's still balling out. I didn't think he'd even be on the team. I wish they would have went and got Dame. They didn't. But, how many times are we going to watch the Heat go from, play into, conference championship or NBA finals? So, hey, they got my support all the way through.
I'm going to give y'all a little sneak peek of a bet coming towards me. I'm putting some money on the Heat to win their conference.
Win the conference.
Who you think's going to be in the conference?
Let me start on the Heat. I get scared of the Heat being in the final because this year that conference is better. Last year it was a little weaker. We had questions about the Celtics. The Sixers weren't, this year's Sixers. But I could still see the Heat being there. Who I have? You want me to go West or East first?
Let's go East.
Ooh.
Who they playing? Who's winning? Who's making it to the finals?
All right, I think the trade for Damian Lillard pays off. I think we get the Bucks. I think Giannis remains the best player in the world despite Jokic obviously having, the better argument. I still think Giannis is the best. I think this year it works because everybody's aging outside of Giannis. You have Chris Middleton getting older. They trade Drew Holiday. You bring in Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard's an older guy. So I'm going to take the Bucks, and I think the team that surprised everybody, I'm going to take the New York Knicks. I think they have been playing better. I think Jalen Brunson has emerged as a borderline top 10 guy. I like what the Knicks bring to the table. I like what the Knicks bring to the table. Who do you got in the East?
I think it's gonna be a rerun. Heat Celtics, and I
Good
think
TV.
I think it plays out in a close fashion with all the teams. Like you said, it's gotten a lot bigger this year, a lot better. But I think just playoff Butler is a different breed.
Different guy. Dude is different.
I think that the Heat win it again at home.
Back to the finals?
Back to the finals at home.
All right, I like that. West is tough this year too. West is like you have two young teams at the top. You have the T-Wolves and the Thunder. And it's like I like both teams. I really like the Thunder outside of Josh Giddey.
Yeah, fuck Josh Giddey.
But I mean, I don't trust them. I don't trust the the younger teams like that. So I got the Nuggets going back to the conference championship, and I think we finally get Kevin Durant to lead his team back. I think we're gonna get a Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, 3-piece in the conference championship. So I got Nuggets Suns.
I got the Sun Warriors. I think the Warriors going to run. I think people honestly get scared of them. I think it's 'cause they're back.
I think it's the
But
pedigree.
I think the Suns win. They have a legitimate team that is hard to beat as long as they're healthy. You got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. It's a legit team. That's the threat.
It's for the Suns. It's all gonna be health based. Can they stay healthy? Because they have no depth.
That's why I said as long as they're healthy, I think the Suns got it. Who you got win in the finals?
So for me, it's gonna be. I got Suns and Knicks in the finals. I think the Knicks can take the Bucks out. I think the Suns get past the Nuggets. The Suns gave the Nuggets their best fight last year on that run to the title. Give me the Phoenix Suns. I think the Phoenix Suns bring one there. I think they bring it back. I think Kevin Durant establishes himself as a top 10 all-time player. He gets himself away from the not being able to lead a team talk. Devin Booker, despite I think Kevin Durant being the best player on that team, I think Devin Booker is the MVP there. So Devin Booker would definitely be my prediction for Finals MVP.
It's hard because I love both teams. I love Heat, my team, and I'm gonna bet on them to win the conference. But I will say I'm locking in, and I'm probably gonna put a shit ton of money on it. I think the triple threat is too strong for Butler. If you look at it, Tyler Hero, yeah, he can be him, but matter of is he healthy? Is other shit going on with him? Is he gonna choke? I don't think Tyler Hero is all that. I think during the normal season, I think he can put on shows, but I think when it comes to playoff time,
Yeah,
I think just like Bam, I think Bam grew a lot this year. But I don't think them can stop that triple threat. That triple threat is a real fucking thing.
I think I get what you're saying. Kevin Durant's gonna show up. Devin Booker's gonna show up. I guess we have questions about Bradley Beal. That quick pause, everybody had to get the little harmless promo. Always a harmless promo.
Yeah.
Just a quick one though. Just a quick one, cause you gotta follow. You gotta subscribe. You gotta click the links in the bio. Tell me, back me up.
Tell him.
Anyway, back to the NBA talk. Didn't mean to get distracted there. Anyway, like we were saying, Bradley Beal, he's the only guy that you might have a question about. Jimmy Butler, we know is going to show up. I just don't know what the Heat can do to stop that. I just don't know how the Heat outscore him.
I don't think it will happen. I mean, I think this is Sun year, and like I said, there will be a lot of money placed on it.
Yeah, for sure.
If y'all want to ride,
tough.
y'all should ride.
I think definitely in terms of gambling, if we get either Suns Heat, I'll gamble. I'd put my money on the Suns. I think the Suns are favored. And the same thing with the Suns versus the Knicks. I think the Suns are the favored team in that. I think mainly because Devin Booker would be coming off a heater, and you have Kevin Durant's leadership.
So, well, there's two little bets for y'all.
Two little bets right there.
I want to get into some other stuff. I want some gambling stuff right now.
All right, we're talking money,
I wanna
talking
talk-
dollars.
I want to talk about these odds for the next president.
El
Let's talk about it, okay?
Presidente. All right.
I gotta pull it
We're
up right
talking
here.
United States.
United States of fucking America.
Sorry, bro, I didn't know.
Let me tell you. I got the odds pulled up.
Oh,
And let me throw out a little quick
he
thing
had
for
them
y'all.
ready. All right,
Let
let's
me
hear.
pull
it.
out a quick thing for y'all.
Sure.
65% of voters think that U.S. is going downhill right now. 65%.
Sure.
Where was this 4 years ago? 3.5, I should say. Where? Now back to the odds. Donald Trump favored it at plus 110. You got Joe Biden, good old Super Joe, plus 270.
Sure.
And I'm only put the top three in here. Let me tell you about this one.
Who's our number 3?
Michelle Obama at plus 1250.
Big Mike.
Big Mike is in the talks
All
for
right.
gambling for president.
I mean, you know where. I mean,
So here's my
I
opinion.
think our money's riding the same spot. My money's riding Donald Trump.
My money is Donald Trump.
I
But
think-
here's where I'm going with this, okay? Joe Biden's not going to run.
Who's running?
I think Michelle Obama.
But Joe Biden's already won some of the states.
I think, what is it called? You can do something. Forget what it's
And you
called.
can. I guess you could switch your delegates.
Yeah.
I don't know how that process would happen, but
I
I'd
don't
assume
know.
it has to be soon.
I think it's going to happen.
To Michelle Obama.
Yeah. I really don't want it to happen, but
I think.
I
Yeah,
mean-
even if it's Michelle Obama, my money will ride Donald Trump, for the sole reason, you're not getting anybody up there who's debating him.
no, you're not.
You can
No.
put Michelle Obama. You can put you can put anybody up there. Nobody's debating him. You can't debate him. You can't debate somebody who just looks at you and calls you gay. You can't debate that. You look stupid. You look like a guy, Big Mike. And what? You're gonna debate that? You're gonna bring facts to that? It doesn't matter. Give him all the facts you want. The dude's just gonna call you dumb. So for that sole reason, I'd bet Donald
Yeah,
Trump.
but let's look at actual facts. If you don't look at actual facts, look what Trump did. Look what Biden's done. I mean, you want to talk about African Americans and who helped them the most? If you
Fair.
look at percentage, Donald Trump did. Joe Biden hasn't done any of the stuff he said. And I'm gonna be honest, if I was ever to join the military, it wouldn't be now.
No. But we're both close to people in the military who want to join the military. Personally, would I join the military? I'm a military-aged man, and would I join the military under Joe Biden? No. We see what's happening in the Middle East. We see what's happening with China. I'm good. Donald Trump's the only president to not get us in a war. That's where he excels. So, this guy ain't joining the fucking military under Joe Biden.
Not me.
No, you're
Even
not
if
joining
I
because you have
could.
diabetes.
But if I could, it wouldn't be me.
Well, you can't.
Well, you're never gonna join. Look at you,
Well,
boy.
Well, at least I can.
We don't know if you can. What if there's something wrong with you that you don't know of right now?
Well, I know my toes work.
This motherfucker.
It's okay. Diabetes won't stop you.
Go fuck yourself.
No fist bump?
No, you don't deserve one for that one. No.
Well, I can't help you with that.
That's fucked up, yo.
My bad, bro. My bad.
It's fucked up.
You got any other odds you want to talk about?
There's a lot. There's a lot
There's
of
a lot.
odds I could talk about.
I mean, we could save it. We'd save it.
We
can
can make
save
them
it?
different ones. I mean, other than the presidential election, that's really all we could talk about. I mean, I don't want to get into any fight cards till later this week.
Oh, we got good fights though.
We do.
We got some
do.
good ass fights. I think.
And we will be streaming on Twitch. Link in
Yes,
bio.
I will say, harmless plug. We stream every fight on Twitch, every big fight card, boxing, UFC, whatever you want to see. Come see our reactions to it. We got a Discord up. We'll invite you to the Discord. Come watch live with us. Yeah, make sure you check that out. Obviously, link down in the description. We're gonna be posting clips: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Shorts. You got clips of the podcast. If you don't like the full form, of course, I'm assuming if you're hearing me talk right now, you're watching the full form. So,
Comment who y'all got this weekend. We ain't giving out any predictions. We'll give out predictions for boxing Thursday. Friday we'll give out predictions for UFC. But let us know in the comments who you got. Oh
busy
yeah,
week.
we do.
A lot of NFL stories coming out of the combine still. Stuff getting posted in that.
Trade
of course,
rumors.
Trades, off season.
I mean,
Ooh,
it's
I can't wait
crazy.
for the draft. I can't wait for the draft. The amount of content that's gonna be in that, dude.
We can watch it.
Yeah.
Post it on the podcasting
Hell
of
yeah.
reactions and stuff, talking
I'd
about
be
it.
so down for that. I mean, what else we got going? I think the only thing we got going on this week is getting this podcast down and keep up the grind, streaming and editing.
Yeah, just fights too.
All right, well, I mean, I don't got nothing else to say. I'm ready to wrap up.
I'm ready to wrap up.
All right, well, that's it, y'all. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Go ahead.
Make sure you subscribe, like, visit all the links in the bio. We
You know that.
appreciate it.
We appreciate y'all.
Peace out.